been a while since we've had a hat video. A really good hat video, right? So, what should we do? Maybe. I mean, we gotta do something for, while we're in quarantine here. I mean, I'll be at work a few days, but we gotta find something to do. We gotta find some content to make. I had a whole list at the beginning of the year. What'd you do with that list? Threw it away. Everyone, TA of the year. Everyone, round of applause, Billy. Oh, jeez. Alright, I guess we have to find something else then. But what should we talk about? I mean, we could talk about that. There's a pretty good video, right? No, the sticker video. Who cares if no one watched it? We could probably do it again. Still no one's gonna watch it? Great optimism. Great support, Billy. Jeez. Probably. I'm not sure. We could talk about my lost hats. That'd be fun. Or we could talk about the hat I still need to get. Or we could just spin in the chair forever. Whee! Get out of here. Well, no, Billy, I was playing a video game. But yeah, if you can leave too, that'd be great. Just, yeah, go away. So, class, I'm going to do a boring video today, I think. I mean, I know one of my YouTube hat buddies, Major League Hats, has called it a boring video idea, but I think it's going to be a little interesting. I'm going to talk about how I organize my hat collection. Right now, I'm at 213 hats. I'm kind of at a plateau here. I'm sure a few other hat collectors are out there with this whole quarantine situation going on. But give me some time to, reflect on the whole hat collection right now. And I want to show you, it's been a video idea I've had for a long time, to talk about how I organize my whole hat collection, how I visualize my hat diversity. I always talk about hat diversity on this channel. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but it's always important for me to talk about hat diversity. So in this video, it's going to be boring, to be honest. We're just going to look at a spreadsheet. But it's going to be... Now, I say this video might be boring because I'm looking at a spreadsheet, or I'm showing you the spreadsheet. But it's kind of a cool spreadsheet to show you how I organize my hats and how I, put everything together and keep things kind of organized, you could say. I know Major League Hats said that this video idea was boring. Like he said his video idea of showing his process of editing his videos would be boring, but it's not boring. His videos weren't boring, my video won't be boring, because I'm going to have cooler effects anyways. I might blow up my spreadsheet. Oh, okay, maybe that's a little too early with the explosion effect, but you get the idea. So, class, students, Billy, get out of here. Actually, go get the coffee, because get out a notebook, pen, pencil, because class is in session. Let's go. For the rest of the video, I'm going to shrink myself here. I got the green screen behind me. And I'm going to shrink myself down into the corner so that way I can show you the rest of the screen I have going on my computer. So, camera's in front of me, and I have my bigger monitor to my left, looking at the right of my screen, I guess you could say. So, that's why I'm going to be looking this way for some of the video. So, let's shrink it down. I'm getting smaller and smaller. So now we'll take a look at the hat collection inventory Excel spreadsheet here. So I have a few ways that I categorize everything. Before we get into that, I want to note that the way I input my hats, it used to be like a Google Doc, and just simply jotting down in order when I obtained the hats in physical form. So I might have, let's say, on a Monday, I might have ordered a hat from New Era, but if it doesn't get to my house by Friday, and in the meantime, I pick up 3 more hats in the store, then those hats get counted before the ordered hat. It has to be physical touch that, and if I get like many hats in a box, like 2, 3, or 4, then the first hat I grab, that's, number 15, and then 16, 17, etc. So, except for the exception of 2 hats here that are on the top here, my Thinking and Grandpa hat, everything else is in chronological order, or at least the best I can with these first few. The first 20 or so are kind of the beginnings of my hat collection. I know I did like a hat history lecture video series on the beginning of my hat collection, so we'll have to resume that series another time. But these 2 hats are really important to me, so that's why I put them at number 1 and 2. But otherwise, and looking down here, I want to note that these yellow highlighted hats, I own them, but I just don't count them in my collection. Because the principle of my hat collection, the foundation, is the hat has to have a meaning for me. Whether I connect it to, some place or something that I'm interested in, or some person, and these hats just have no connection for me anymore. The 51 hats are pretty cool to have. I still don't know why I still have the University of Chicago law hat in the collection, but oh well. But I just wanted to note that that's why those are in yellow, that I own them, but they aren't counted in my actual collection. And I know that many other hat collectors out there, only count fitted hats in their collection. They might have other hats that are not fitted, like snapbacks or dad hats, but they don't count them in their collection. Totally fine. I mean, we all do our own things. It's based on the subjectivity of the hat collector. Alright, so wanted to get that out of the way. So the top ways I categorize my hats are where I got the hats, the style of the hat, the brand of the hat, and then categories and tags. So we'll get into that in a few seconds here. So where is primarily divided into places that I am more frequent with, at least. You see here lids, and then in online and in store. So if I buy a hat from Lids, of course I note that I got it from Lids. But did I buy it online and do a store pickup, or did I go in store to buy it myself? And later on in the video, I'm going to show you the trends of my online and in-store shopping habits. You'll see a huge difference. Then there's Amazon, primarily for my blank hats that I've customized. eBay has been really up there recently with getting hats, especially some NHL New Era 5950 fitted hats, because New Era doesn't make hockey hats anymore, so that's the only place to really find them, is on eBay, at least ones that fit. Then there's Fanatics. I had a mini spurt of buying from them, but that's when I had a gift card, but now it's like, kind of pointless. Hat Club, a few. Other is like a gift shop, or I bought it from a garage sale, or I bought it from like Etsy, or Let Go, or I haven't bought it from Craigslist, but as an example, something that, I was there for like one time, or I bought it from someone on Instagram or from Facebook, like a hat group. So that's what other is. Dick's Sporting Goods, blank, should have fixed that. Macy's, I thought I was going to get more hats from Macy's when New Era. Macy's, I thought that I was going to buy more hats from them when Lids changed over in March of 2019, but I didn't. Clark Street Sports, thought I was going to buy more hats from them, but they just didn't really have sales. And if you're paying full price for a hat, you might be doing something wrong. Granted, I'm used to buying from Lids. Gift and family, so if someone's gifted it to me, or if I've inherited a hat, like my grandpa hats here, these are inherited hats, or like my Dad's Walmart bucket hat. I kind of inherited. And then Sports Outlet Express, which is a nice local mom and pop sports store, which I will do a video on them one day when all this outbreak stuff is over, and I'm going to do a really nice video there for a field trip, so stay tuned for that. Going into the styles, I have fitted hats and 5950 fitted hats, so not every fitted hat will be a 5950 fitted hat. Like my two grandpa hats here, one's a fedora, so I count it as a fitted and a fedora, and then the other one is an ivy cap as well. So, and then there's actually one that's a fitted hat. It's a brand 47 hat. It's kind of like this kind of curve, but the back is fitted. There's no adjustability for it, so it's a fitted hat. Same thing with stretch hats and 3930s, and then the snapbacks and 950, which if it's like a number and then the 30 or 50, then it's the new era name for it. Adjustable and dad hat. Adjustable is when the hat has a structured crown but adjustable back. Doesn't matter if it snaps or if it's a strap or if it's a velcro. That's what I define as adjustable. But like this hat would be a dad hat, being unstructured crown in the front and strap or some sort of adjustability in the back. So that's how I define adjustable and dad hat. Cleanup is a particular model for brand 47. I've been meaning to get more cleanup hats lately because they're so comfortable. Dad hats are so underrated. They're very comfortable. Fedoras, ivy caps, and bucket hats. And I'll pop on the screen what an ivy cap looks like. The brand, New Era 47 brand or brand 47. Top of the World, Zephyr, Decky. Decky is the brand that I use for my blank hats for customizations on Amazon. Fanatics, Adidas, other that, like this one is a Champions hat. I don't have too many other Champions hats, so I'm not going to make a whole section for them. And then going into the category / tags, I have sports hats, and then from there, baseball, football, NBA, hockey hats, college and NCAA. There's the difference between the two. And of course, it's all subjective to the individual hat collector. For me, a college hat is like this Elmhurst hat, where I knew someone who went to this school, like my mom and my sister, and one of my cousins. So I have this hat because it has a connection for me that someone went to that school. So applies to like my University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee hat, my Illinois State hat, my U of I hats, DePaul, Western Michigan, Michigan State even. But NCAA hats are hats that I get because it's a school that I'm just rooting for the team. Like University of Virginia, I have a connection to it because Thomas Jefferson, my favorite president, founded the university, but otherwise, I really have no other connection to it. Or Boise State. They have Smurf turf. It's a really cool football field they play on, but I really had no other connection to it. So those hats are, if I'm rooting just for the school sports team, it's NCAA. Style, I have a Hurley hat or some blank hats that would go under style. Chicago hats, if it relates to Chicago in any way, I have a Skyline hat, a Chicago flag hat. Illinois is for anything in Illinois but not in Chicago. Cubs hats, customs, others, and made in the USA hats. So the other great thing about this whole spreadsheet is it's not just, keeping track, of the individual numbers. It's looking at the bottom here, all the graphs. This is where my hat diversity really comes into play. So looking here where I get my hats, primarily it's from lids. The next one would be other, but an actual source. The next one would be eBay at 10% here, if you can see that. After that would be actually gift and family is after other, and then eBay. And then we'll look at the types of hats that I have, primarily fitted hats. I really want to get my dad hat number up here from 11%, but I have a pretty good amount of adjustable hats, a few snapbacks here. Would be nice to work on my Ivy caps too. For New Era, primarily 50x50 fitted hats, a few snaps, and a few stretch fitteds. Looking up top here, this is where my hat diversity doesn't really come through. This is the brands of my hats. So primarily New Era. I need to work on that. So I need to get more brand 47 brand hats. And maybe a few more decky hats for customizing hats. I primarily have sports hats, and then of the sports hats I have more baseball, hockey, more NFL, and then basketball, NBA hats. And also I want to note that I have a total right now of 41 Cubs hats and 15 made in the USA hats. Alright, moving on to a few other spreadsheets that I've made here. States, I have a goal to collect a hat that represents each state, so including DC, so 51 hats. I'm up to 28 right now, and a few that I need, like if I want an Arkansas represented hat, I get the Razorbacks. Connecticut, the Whalers. South Dakota, I want Mount Rushmore hats, because why not? So yeah. Moving on, so this is my lids spreadsheet. So the blue on the screen from this graph represents my online orders, and the orange represents my in-store purchases. So you can totally see a huge difference here, you know, buying in-store so much, buying online so many times here. Yeah, a little blip here for in-store, but then total cutoff March of 2019. That's when lids all changed for the worse, and it took a long time until I got my first online order from lids. So actually there was one hat over here, but it took a while to get back into online ordering. So you can really see the trends that I have more online orders, but the in-store purchases are catching up. NHL hats, I want to work on getting one fitted from each team. Golden Knights, I have a New Era 950 snapback, but I want to work on getting a 5950. That's kind of one of my holy grail hats right now. And then a lot of these hats I'll get off of eBay, especially the Islanders, Philly, Pittsburgh, and I don't know if I want to get a St. Louis hat, to be honest. We'll see. And then this is a kind of a fun tab that I made, dividing my hats into colors. Which do I have more of? Primarily, I have blue. I divided blue and navy, so all the navy hats go into the blue category, but not every blue hat is navy. But otherwise, primarily, I have a lot of blue hats, and then some red hats, but more blue than black, and then some red hats, and then kind of single digits from there. So kind of an interesting way that I divide up and sort my hats out into, and that's just how I do it. So I want to thank you all for coming in today and being back here in class doing online e-learnings here, talking about hat collection inventories and how I organize everything. Comment down below how you organize your hat collection, if you do anything as detailed as this, or if it's something simple as, you know, just writing hats down in a notebook or a journal, saying, hey, I have this hat, or if you take pictures and just upload them to your computer, or if you have nothing at all and just try to memorize everything in your head, which is impressive. So that's kind of my way of organizing stuff. So, of course, if you have anything that you want to comment down below about your organizations, please do. That's what the comment section is going to be for. But otherwise, I think it was a longer video than I expected, but tried the best I could do to condense it, and appreciate your time today. As always, if you're new to the class, subscribe. We'll be having new videos coming out as the quarantine situation keeps going as best I can. And subscribe if you're new, because it's tuition free. Leave a comment below before you hit that like button, because I more appreciate comments than I do likes, to be honest. I like hearing and interacting with the students here in class. But of course, as always, hats off to you for watching. Hope you all have a good day. Class is dismissed. Bye everyone. Stay safe.